Hello everyone, I am Tina. This is To the End Wild. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do an unboxing, but it's for a single item. Boo hoo, right? No. Christmas is coming! And well, I have to go cold turkey. I just have to go cold turkey. I am an addict and I am working on these things, and sometimes it just really gets to me. So, but you know, the thing about learning is that there is still learning occurring when you notice that the frequency in the pattern has stooped down to a low. Like, it's improving by the weight of it not happening so often. And that's how it used to be when I was committed to toxic relationships. Oh yeah, angels, I invite you in. Spirit, of course. And guardians and guides of mine and yours. It's important to include them in conversation as well, because a lot of really, the tarot is a conversation between the divine and yourself with, you know, some resources in the middle, right? A medium. So anyway, what were we talking about? Relationships, toxicity, and being committed to it. It's like, are you really committed to the actual relationship, or are you committed to the toxicity? So those that would be separating from a loved one, whether that be romantic or platonic, because I think it applies for both, is the area where you can acknowledge things are becoming not just unbearable, but out of control. Unbearable is like relative to the person, right? Out of control is, well, you know, not so comedic. You can say bonkers, right? But, so, you question yourself. You find yourself questioning after you've gone through the mill, been shredded to bits, and then made together like particle board. You're weakened, right? Oh my gosh. See, it's important to get the angels in on this. Yeah, just go with it. So, it's like going through that, and then you come to this realization after you've transmuted to a different form is, am I committed to the toxicity? You know, staying in that relationship, my free will. I'm using that free will, this so-called willpower, to stay in a relationship that only produces conflict. Or are you going to see the value in stepping apart from the situation, giving it breathing room, the necessary processing time that our individual beings need, our souls need, because we're all unique in that patterning, like that assembly. So at a certain point, you have to see things for what they are. Yeah. So, you know, I am not really pushing separation, right? I am only backing it if it's really for the best. And so you have to question yourself, are you committed to the toxicity through obligations, obligated commitments, or are you going to be committed to the relationship that you have, regardless of what legal title you have, whatever physically binds you to that person, or maybe even by blood. So why did we even get to that? Whoa. Well, yeah, I'm just saying, the frequency, thank you, Jophelia. The frequency, like, that's how I used to measure my life. It sounds pitiful, but you have to agree on some point, if it happens less often, then you are better off. Now, I found myself kind of bending to the whims of certain things, kind of like an inner, a rigor mortis, right? The inner decaying of of the soul, that it's not just the result that matters, but the reason why behind it. And the reason why things happen less frequently is because I let somebody basically walk all over me. Several people in different realms of my life. And yeah, I guess people could see that right off the bat, kind of, that I was guilty of becoming a pushover. And I still kind of think that now. But I got a big mouth. That's what the Lord gifted me. So I got a big brain too. And an even bigger heart. Anyway, so leading back to this, okay, look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, like they wrapped it when they mailed it. And then like I just saw this like tape. It's abstract art through duct tape. Or it's washi tape. But I like it. We're gonna it's so sexy. You can strip it. Oh my gosh. So, but I was looking at this. I was like, look at, oh, you can't even see it. Oh dear. You don't know what I'm talking about. Look at it. When it turns, it looks like an art piece. Maybe not. I don't know. I've seen exhibits like that before. Cute. Okay, so this is the Art of Love tarot. I didn't realize how big it was, but like it's like, look how big it is to my face. So I thought like, wow. If it's really that grand deal, then I might as well have a little bit to say about it. So one thing that you can do when you're practicing with energy is to feel through your hands, yeah? I'm not saying that's like the first way to start, but it's a gentle way to start. And you don't have to try so hard. When I'm telling you these things, it's a huge step back from formality. So it's not presented in its completeness. Why am I explaining myself to you? I think you understand. I think you've been around people like me. If not, hi, hello, nice to meet you. But this guidebook, even though it's pretty tall, right? It's thin too, so it's like weird to me. It's like a midpoint. I don't know. I guess if you condense it to like the Doreen Virtue sized booklets, like the standard sized booklets outside of the little white booklet, then it would be double the size. So it's not that crazy. All right. Ooh, they feel good. Everybody knows. Anybody that like does tarot knows how good it feels to have a new deck of cards, or even like previously loved. But the just the feeling, the slide, like just the consistency of it, and then like how cool and smooth, like temperature wise, how cool and smooth it is on there. And even when it's trimmed and it's kind of like a little wonky, I don't care. It's very unique in its own way. Like, you can tell that was done by hand. Okay, one just came out. We have the Retreat, Contemplation. So we have the Hermit again, but it came in reverse. Does it? I don't think it reads in reverse. But that's okay. We shall see. Okay, Contemplation. Withdraw and go on, walk about to your inner worlds. Reset your heart and mind by entering your sacred center of love. It's hard to see and it's dark. You know what this looks like to me? You tarot readers. I'm gonna pop one up for you guys that aren't doing tarot and just watching it. This is like the after the 8 of Cups, right? Leading on to higher ground, a higher perspective. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Okay, so you have to walk through this field in order to get through to the mountainous regions, right? So imagine the Eight of Cups over here and the guy walking away, and this is where he's headed, right? That's crazy, huh? He has to leave all of this behind, beauty, to go into the desert and find a different form of beauty in its own simplicity, in its own arid, harsh conditions. It might not be arid. It's not complete desert, right? This is basically an oasis until, like, stepping out of the oasis into, oh my gosh, was it? I've been to, in a desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In, what is it? You can't remember your name. Something, give you no pain. Anyway. Okay, so we're going to read this. The retreat asks you to withdraw into contemplation and reflect on the beauty of your journey so far. Wildflowers of joy exist in every experience and situation. Given the right conditions, the blooms of possibility can nourish even in a desert. What's that all about? Uluru rises out of desert as a sacred center where we can return and retune to harmony. She symbolizes the pregnant belly of the feminine and the birth of a new chapter. 12:21 on the clock. Holy smokes. I was just thinking of you, Nisha, by the way, because of this new chapter part. Anyway, with the solar plexus chakra of the earth as her foundation, Uluru encourages you to have certainty in your inner voice. Connect to the sacred ancient energy, and the center of your love will become clear. So it's looking inwards at this, to take stock of all your experiences. That also reminded me of taking inventory in your KPIs and reading a few months back. I wanted to say something before we went further. The center. It's like hitting me. What was it? Oh my gosh. That's driving me crazy. Low power mode. Oh, okay. So, given that this is, to me, equivalent to the Hermit card, that the light is basically at the end of this forest-like tunnel. So it's there. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. So imagine that as your matrix lantern, and you are the hermit. So you're holding this vision. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You're holding this vision, like shining light on everything. So the matrix is your lit up lantern, and that is the path that you choose in retreat of leaving this world behind, this comfort, this complacency, this familiarity, luxury at some point in a certain degree, to step out to there, like the final frontier. Well, that's space, but anyway, just out to the unknown. And you kind of know it by its element of discomfort. The retreat invites you to go inward and take stock of all of your experiences. Retreat from a situation you are finding difficult and reflect. This space has represented, they just said that, and we're talking about toxic relationships. This space has presented itself so you can catch your breath. There is a desire within you for peace, solitude, and stillness. If you try to push forward with action, you may feel like you hit a brick wall. Your best course of action is non-action. Withdrawing will lead you to heightened clarity. The retreat may also represent a wise, inspirational person in the guise of a friend, teacher, or therapist who creates a place of sanctuary for you to meditate in. Nice. I like it. That's on page 37. That is 10 numerology, endings and beginnings again. And that is right after 9, which is completion, but not yet finality. So once, this is recognition, 9, the Hermit. And then because it was located, I'm thinking, on page 10, we're looking at the finality of it, the motions, the actual progress made by your positioning, your choice to step away, to retreat. And think about things, not agonize about things, but it's also an acceptance of what you're leaving behind, focusing on what you're moving forward with. And in a certain sense, I feel like when you look back and take inventory on your life, it's the focus and the purpose is not about what has been attained, really. Like, that's not the focus. It's what can be attainable by those measures of what you've done before, right? So you take like a step back and you look at like all the wonderful things you did, you know, and some misdeeds as well, but really focusing on, okay, what has been possible thus far that I didn't think was possible before. There must be certainly something in your life that you've 17 on the clock that you've experienced, like even through observation, that carried a lot of weight, that kind of like getting out of your comfort zone led to something better. Not right off the bat, like it's not something that you could see at first glance, but there's like this, you're like caught in this like dream-like state in here where we're at. Like, it's just, I'm not saying that it's a dream right now, but I'm just saying that we have our own illusions. Do you see this dream-like state? And there's a portal that opens, that steps over, but you have to get through sea like water, right? So it's not that terrible, you know, heading to the desert. Like, you are prepared along path by the divine. Yeah. That there's still abundance along the way in that journey. What is that? Is it Tom Petty? Into the great wide open, under the skies of blue. Something, a rebel without a clue. So yeah, I just kind of like feel like that, even though it's like not a night sky, but it's into the great wide open. And at some point, when the light shut out naturally, it steps into that truth. So there's still rebel energy in stepping back in the retreat. Rebelliousness isn't always exercised with an aggressive force, like exerted from you. This is also the inversion of that point. It's as much force as it does take to exert. We're pulling back, almost like sucked backwards? I don't know, not backwards. I hope you know what I meant. Anyway, there's a lot of abundance here in where you're staying at, but it's very complicated. If you really look at the outskirts of it, it looks like a lot of mathematical calculations, a lot of noise, but a lot of beauty in it. It's just like all mixed up, and at some point it becomes over, it's like too much. I see noise in the ear and confusion with all sorts of things, like to catch your attention, like all these shiny things, and then the numbers and the rationale, like the rationalizing and the measuring of this and that and the ratings, and I'm seeing all that information within this matrix that we are in now, and we need a clearance in stepping through that portal, that opportunity. Okay, this is another 2021 read. It is official, and it's 20:45 on the clock. What else do we want to tell you? I think that's really it. Yeah, there's so much more clarity. And here we also have 3 trees alongside in the archway, like this canopy, through the prefixing the portal. And with that, that's like the 3 of Wands energy. You're waiting for your ships to come in, and this vision comes along. This is the portal. This is the vision. That's your ship that comes in. That is your, like, ticket to stepping out of your comfort zone. This is going to be the most not comfortable. This is an opportune time. So the retreat is not from here, it's to here. Cool. We're gonna vacate, you guys. So astrally speaking, it's something that we can visualize at the very least, plant the seed of that visualization in, so that you can manifest this. It'll be so much easier for you because you're enabling your body, you're giving your whole being permission in acceptance to this realm, to these actions, to taking responsibility and commitment towards more opportunity. Okay, that's really it. 22:24 on the clock. Thank you all. Did that make sense? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, let's check on the bottom of the deck as well. Ooh, 8 of Angels. It's confusion. Yeah. So imagine ourselves like we're like thinking about this retreat. We're on this side, right? That's us. And we have that 8 of Swords energy, and we're kind of caught up in this whirlwind, right? This mix-up between all of that. So it's depicting us as like earth angels based on this. And that we have this open awareness. Maybe this is like for starseeds or light workers as well. But this strong background of indigo and the wings being blue, the crowning aura is like a blue with a white ray as well. Really backed by, like, supported. It's everything that surrounds you is this indigo, right? This is your third eye chakra as well as your throat chakra. So I think with all of the information that comes through, let's say like as an empath, yeah, the recipient of all of this information is kind of like this tornado effect that kind of cobwebs over, like a cocoon, how spiders preserve their prey. It's just kind of being wound up in all of that. And it feeling like it's holding you from spreading your wings. Like the funneling or the tunneling is so much within this matrix that it's hard to take flight into the portal. As you notice, the portal is the same color as the embodiment, this earthy embodiment as this angel. Wow, that's cool. So it's like you belong there. You are magnetized. You are meant to go there. Okay, so the 8 of Angels is crisis, imprisonment, weakness, and sickness. So I'm just going to give you, I think it's important. Okay, the beautiful angel has forgotten how to shine. Withdrawn and backed into the shadows, she feels sorry for herself. She may even blame the human race for making her feel this way. Aww, it's okay, Tina. But look closely. Even though she hides herself away, the love flows around her in protective layers. Her nakedness is not a vulnerability. She is not a victim. 8 is a number of empowerment, and she will remember who she is. Love illuminates the memory of her beauty and her ability to shine. She will soon she will rise, more glorious than ever. Look, she's gonna take flight. We're gonna take flight, everybody. I think you are too. Okay. The 8 of Angels finds peace within the maelstrom. Step out of the turbulence, and restriction is self-imposed. What did I not tell you? There is uneasiness around a new situation, job, or relationship. You're being held back by an illusion. Do not confuse the fear of the unknown with an intuitive warning. Oh my gosh. You have reached the boundaries of your comfort zone. Oh my gosh. You are on the right path. Yes. Your dreams lie beyond the familiar. 8 of Cups. And are taking you into new territory. 8 of Cups. Amen. So celebrate. Clarity will come. You see that? The clarity. I just thank you, angels. Thank you, spirit. Sometimes I doubt. And then, like I said, I dip into these situations where I become my own worst enemy, and I sit on my hands because I'm too busy, like, twiddling my thumbs, right? So I sit on my hands and, like, to calm that anxiety, and it's really not the best way to address that inner tension, that inner conflict, and that unsettling on the inside, to whatever degree we may point the reason at, whether or not there is yet again a reason to point to. It's looking beyond that. Like, wake up, Tina. adults don't argue with children. You know what I mean? Like, you know better. You can acknowledge it, and if you have something new to say, then, say it. It needs to be spoken. But at the same time, oh, look, the star. Holy moly. This was the cover of Tony's other decks. It came in a heart box. We have it, though. Really cool. The star. Hope. Have hope. Yep. How cool is that? How much more detail can you see when it's upsized to this scale? So anyway, getting into these dips, right, of highs and lows, that, what am I going to say about that? Oh my gosh, I have to do a voiceover. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm sitting on my hands because, like, to cure, like, this nervous tension of, like, I need to figure out something. I'll let you know when that happens. And what the secret sauce is, at least for me. And anyway, if you liked it, hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe. And to those that have stayed committed to your journey, low battery, showed your support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you to our angels, guardians, and guides. I think that was a good short trip to, trying out this deck. I did not expect the Hermit, and I did not expect such for that. How interesting. So, that's interesting. The Emperor. If anybody's curious. That's Christ. Christ with his third eye shown. Very cool. Oh look, the Emperor has like hope in there too. Where's that hope one? See? The star? Star? That's cool. It felt important. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. Have a wonderful night. And what's the piece of advice that I want to share with you at this point? Be not afraid. I know you're here. Come follow me. And I will give you strength. I'm not gonna serenade you tonight, but I'm just trying to think of the lyrics. Anyway. Oh, it's be not afraid, right? In a certain sense, it might be something that you're not hearing on the surface. It's just that initial difficulty in stepping out of your comfort zone. Alright, that's the message there. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye.